Okay, let us start our lesson 2, supplemental discussion sa ating introduction to Philippine criminal justice system. So, for today, we will discuss introduction to criminal justice system. Last meeting, we discussed about crime, criminal, and criminal law. So, let's start. Okay. Ano ang criminal justice? Okay. 1. Ayon dito, it is the state response to crime. Criminal justice system is said to be the response of the state to crime because it is the one being used to address criminality. Okay? It starts with the prime mover of justice or the law enforcement or police killer. Pagkatapos na ma-arrest ng suspect by the arresting authorities, the police or law enforcement, dadaan siya sa prosecution, pro-prosecute siya, mapafilan siya ng kaso sa korte. The court will conduct hearing. The court, if the judge will decide if the accused will be imprisoned or not, guilty or not guilty. If guilty, dediretso siya sa correction. And if not guilty, dediretso siya sa community. Balik siya sa community. So, doon tayo ulit sa correction. Marirehabilitate yung convict. After that, babalik ulit siya sa community. Bilang isang bagong na may bagong buhay. Kumbaga, he is already a well-abiding citizen once rehabilitated. That's why we should treat convicted persons normally paglabas nila sa kulungan. Huwag natin silang tawagin ex-convict kasi syempre, that is branding. Okay? It is active, interrelated, and interdependent group of elements performing related functions that make up a complex whole. Pag sinabi natin interactive, they are both, they have connections with each other. The pillars have connections with each other. Interrelated. May mga pagkakapareho sila ng goal. It is to prevent crime and to give justice sa mga nangangailangan ng hustisya. And of course, interdependent. Meron silang pagkakatulad pero meron din silang pagkakaiba or meron din silang anong tawag to? They have their own doctrines in conducting their or in performing their task. Meron silang sariling doctrines na interdependent. Hindi pwedeng influensyahan ni police si prosecution, vice versa. It is loose confederation of agencies that perform different functions and are independently funded, managed, and operated. Ito, yung nakabold. Independently funded. Meaning, may sarili-sariling budget yan. Korte, may sariling budget. Meron din sariling management. So, yung nagmamanage sa korte, mga lawyers, attorneys, judges. And operated, okay? Iba-iba ang mga staff, iba-iba yung doctrine, iba-iba yung mga vision and mission nila. Okay, what? One pillar affects all the other. So, tuloy ito katuloy ito nung una. One pillar affects all the other. Bakit nga ba naapektuhan ng isang pillar ang iba pang pillar? An example yan pag yung police, meron siyang na-aresto na suspect, mas dadami yung makukulong if ever na guilty yung mga suspect. Pwedeng mag-cause ng congestion sa jail. Now, when more accused will be convicted, the correctional pillar, institutional yan or non-institutional, needs to rehabilitate more clients, mas dadami. At pag mas marami rin at na-aresto na suspect by the arresting authorities, mas dadami rin ang cases na ipoprosecute, na i-hear ng korte. Okay? The prosecution will handle more cases to be resolved by the court. That will increase its docket. Meron tayong court docket, yun yung listahan ng mga cases na hinihiring ng korte. Yun ang examples kung bakit one pillar can affect the other pillar. Ito namang sa institutional or non-institutional. Ang ibig sabihin ng institutional correction, yung may kukulong ka mismo sa loob ng kulungan. Pero pag sa non-institutional naman, in the form of probation, and other. Ang ibig sabihin nun, you will continue your rehabilitation outside the imprisonment. Okay. So, you will continue it inside the community. Mabubuhay ka doon na parang normal, but you are subjected to conditions. Bawal kang uminom, bawal kang pumunta sa nangalak bawal kang pumunta sa mangga bars, bawal kang magsugal. Talaga, madami kang conditions para magbabago buhay ka. Okay, let's proceed to justice. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng justice? Okay? It is the quality of being fair, just, and morally righteous. A system of or system of law in which every person receives its due from the system, including all the rights, both natural and legal. So, ang example nito, if the accused got acquitted from the case charged against him, justice was served. But if he was convicted despite the fact that he is innocent, then the justice was deprived. Gets? So, ibig sabihin nun, yung inosente dapat hindi makulong. Yung accused dapat makulong kung siya ay guilty. Pero, paano kung yung accused na acquit is justice served? Depende kasi yan sa kwan eh. Depende kasi yan kung mananalo or hindi yung kaso. Nasa hawak din ng attorney. Okay? Kahit pa sabihin mo na kasalanan niya talaga kung magaling yung attorney niya. Justice is still served. Legally. Pero pag pag-uusapan natin ang moralidad, wala. Okay. Criminal justice system. Sinabi dito that the criminal justice system is the total of instrumentation which a society uses in the prevention and control of crime and delinquency. Sabi ko nga kanina, it is the state response to crime. Bakit ba criminal justice ang ginagamit, terminology na ginamit? Kasi it composes the 5 pillars. Okay? We have the police or law enforcement pillar, we have the prosecution pillar, the court, correction, and the community. So, yun yung 5 instrument na ginagamit ng society natin to address crime, to prevent and control. Sa pamamagitan ng law enforcement or police officers, nakokontrol natin ang crime. Pwede natin siyang ma-prevent. Depende yan kasi sa prevention. Pag sinabi kasi natin prevention of crime, the law enforcement or police officer will conduct proactive patrol. They are being proactive. Pag sinabi natin proactive, they act before the situation arises or appears. Kumbaga, bago pa lang lumabas yung criminals, bago pa lang magkaroon ng krimen, pine-prevent na nila agad yung pwedeng mangyari. Nagpakahandak sila ng patrol, police visibility, para sa ganun, malesen yung opportunity ng mga masasamang loob na mag-conduct ng criminality or ng krimen. Control crime naman, reactive patrol dyan. Pupunta tayo sa reactive patrol na terminology. Ang ibig sabihin ay, once the situation arises or appears or exists, the law enforcement will act or respond. Kailangan meron muna yung krimen na nangyari bago sila mag-control crime. Yun ang pinagkaiba ng proactive sa reactive patrol. So, it's better to be proactive, okay? That's why law enforcement pillar or police pillar is considered as the prime moving of justice kasi ay prime mover of justice kasi they are the one arresting the suspects or violators. Without them, hindi gagana or hindi magagamit ang criminal justice system pag wala kasi na-aresto na tao. Hindi gagana si prosecution, si court, si correction community kung walang nahuling tao. And of course, sa prosecution naman tayo. Later na lang kasi pagpatuloy natin later. Kasi malala, nandun pala sa ibang slide yun, yung summary. Okay, ito na pala yun. Okay. Ang criminal justice natin, ang sistema natin sa Pilipinas, na-derive natin sa American criminal justice. Kaya lang, sa Amerika, tatlo lang ang pillar nila. They have the police, law enforcement, court, correction. Kasi doon, police and law enforcement, yung kasi, yung community, they consider the police, court, and correction as community also. And of course, prosecution, kalakip na yan sa court at sa police or law enforcement. Meron na silang prosecuting power. The police or law enforcement will initiate the criminal justice process by conducting criminal apprehension or arrest. The court will conduct the judicial proceeding for the determination of guilt or innocence of the person arrested. And upon conviction, the convict is remanded to a correctional institution for rehabilitation. So, ganyan ang nangyayari sa US. Okay? Yung court na mismo ang magkakandak ng judicial proceeding to determine the innocence or guilt. Ganyan sa Amerika. That's why they have their three pillars. Dito naman, sa atin, we have the five stages in criminal justice process. We have the arresting, charging, adjudication, sentencing, and correction. So, ito yung 5 pillars natin. Actually, ito yung ginagawa nila. Sa first pillar, arrest, charging case, yan, the prosecution, yan, adjudication of cases, court yan, sentencing, court pa din, and correction of the we have the correction. And also, kasama din kasi sa correction ang community. Kasi, meron tayong non-institutional correction. Okay. In this jurisdiction, we have 5 components which most commonly known as the 5 pillars of the Philippine criminal justice system. Namely, yan, paulit-ulit, yan na yun, yung 5. Ibas na lang. Okay, pero isa-isahin natin. Since tapos naman na tayo kanina dun sa police or law enforcement, doon naman tayo sa prosecution. Ang ginagawa ng prosecution, pag may na-arrest ang police or law enforcement officer, magkakandak ang prosecution ng preliminary investigation para malaman kung para maka-decide siya if kailangan na mag-undergo ng trial yung isang suspect na na-arrest ng police officer. Okay? Remember, meron tayong 2 proseso ng pag-arrest. It's by virtue of warrant and yung isa with warrant of arrest. Okay? Pag virtue of warrant of arrest, nag-subscribe yung mga police officers sa judge. Mag-order ng warrant of arrest yung judge. Then, i-execute naman ng mga law enforcement. Example, si Pedro, may warrant of arrest siya for illegal possession of firearm. So, that is medyo mabigat na kasi yan. So, ang gagawin yan ng mga polis, pupunta sila sa bahay ni Pedro. Okay, hinuhuli ka namin, Pedro, meron kaming warrant of arrest laban sa'yo. So, hinuhuli ka namin. State the nature of the offense. Ano yung offense na nakaw niya? Okay, violation of illegal possession of firearm. Nakalagay dito. Andito yung mga attached documents, also details sa iyong warrant of arrest. Ngayon, meron kang karapatan, sasabihin ng police officer, yung mga Miranda rights niya. Okay, ngayon, meron kang karapatan upang manahimik. Okay, you have the right to remain silent because anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. You also have the right to have an attorney of your own choice. If you cannot avail, the government can provide you one. Pero yon, ganito yun dapat. If Ilocano si Pedro, Kalinga si Pedro, Tagalog si Pedro, kung naiintindihan ka niya, sa example, sa Tagalog, naiintindihan niya ang Tagalog, you can state in Tagalog, in English. Pero kung Ilocano lang naiintindihan ni Pedro, in Ilocano niyo dapat na sabihin yung Miranda rights niya. Kasi pag hindi niya naintindihan yung Miranda rights niya, pwede kayong makasuhan, ha? And yun, ano ba yung pwedeng kaso natin sa kanila? Violation yun ng constitutional rights niya kasi hindi siya in-inform. And after yan, nahuli na si Pedro. Si prosecution, magkakandak siya ng preliminary investigation. Okay? Kasi nga, pag preliminary investigation, pag yung kaso, yung penalty ng kaso is 4 years, 1 month, ay 2 months and 1 day, kailangan magkandak ng preliminary investigation. Okay? Ngayon naman, second process tayo. Second type of arrest. We have the warrantless arrest. Ito yung mga situations wherein yung tao nahuli siya sa akto, caught in the act na sinasabi nila, yung in flagrante delicto. Ibig sabihin nun, hindi mo na kailangan ng warrant of arrest para huliin yung tao kasi nakita mo na. You have personal knowledge that the person has already committed or is about to commit a crime. Okay? Kaya pwede na huliin yun. Warrantless arrest. Ngayon, ano yung trabaho ni prosecutor about that? So, he will conduct a inquest proceeding para ma-examine or ma-evaluate kung may violation na ginawa yung law enforcement sa isang sa suspect. Okay? Okay. Good morning, Mr. Leo. Buti na lang, naka-join ka. Okay. Balik tayo sa topic. Pag yung tao, nahuli siya, caught in the act without warrant of arrest, pwede yun sa situations wherein he was caught in the act or in flagrante delicto. Meaning, meron yung law enforcement officer or yung police, he has a personal knowledge regarding the suspect, yung ginawa ng suspect. If the suspect has committed or is about to commit a crime, pwedeng hulihin ng law enforcement officer yun kahit walang warrant of arrest. Kasi nga, meron na siyang sariling knowledge. Nakita niya sa mismong eyesight niya. Nakita niya mismo na gumawa ng krimen yung isang tao. Pero sa search warrant naman, as a general rule, bawal ka mag-arrest ng tao pag walang search warrant. Warrant of arrest. Okay? Ngayon naman, pagkatapos ni law enforcer na nag-arrest, pagkatapos ni prosecutor na nag-conduct ng inquest proceeding or preliminary investigation, si prosecution magpa-file na siya ng information. From the complaint filed by the law enforcement sa prosecution, maggagawa na ng information si prosecutor. Saan niya i-submit ang information? Sa korte. Mag-ipapal niya yung information sa korte para mag-conduct ng trial or hearing sa case ni Pedro, yung nahuli. Now, si korte naman, magkakandak siya ng hearing. Pag-usapan na lang natin yung gagawin sa korte, yung buong process. Meron kasi yung trial, pre-trial, plea bargaining, judgment. Pero Pag-aaralan na lang natin yan sa next lesson kasi iisa-isahin natin itong mga pillars. Now, pag yung tao, yung accused ang tawag natin kasi sa korte eh. Pag yung tao nasa korte na, sa stage ng court, accused ang tawag natin sa kanya. Sa prosecution, respondent ang tawag natin sa kanya. Sa law enforcement, suspect. Okay? Sa correction naman, kung na guilty yung tao sa korte, dadyo yan sa correction para mag-rehabilitate. Ang tawag naman natin sa kanya is convict or PDL, persons deprived of liberty. Pero pag na-acquit naman na-acquit yung kaso ni Pedro sa court, diretso sa community. Now, after the rehabilitation sa korte, mag-undergo na, babalik na sa community si Pedro. He will live his normal life again. So, dapat, pag yung mga taong nakulong, wag natin silang tawagin na ex-convict yan. Kasi it is branding. Mas lalo lang siyang ma-frustrate or syempre, mahihirapan magbagong buhay yan kung tawagin mo siya ex-convict. So, it's better to treat them normal. Okay, ito yun, Philippine Criminal Justice System setting natin sa Pilipinas. Ang natin, ito yung the premier law enforcement body in the Philippines is the Philippine National Police under the DILG. Well, the Bureau of Investigation naman, it is an agency attached to the Department of Justice. Okay? Attached siya or under sa Department of Justice ang NBI. Yung NBI naman kasi, ang in-investigate ng NBI, yung mga sensationalized cases o yung medyo matataas, yung mga kailangan ng knowledge ng mga attorneys. Kasi mga NBI agent, puro attorneys yan, accountant. Sa law enforcement naman, yung mga crime din, example, murder. Usually naman sa NBI kasi ang inimbestigahan yan kasi yung mga medyo marami-rami, yung mga pang-sindikato. Example, yung online sabong, yun yung mga in-investigate ng NBI. Though, kaya rin in-investigate ng PNP yun. Pero yung DLG, yung NBI kasi, mas in-investigahan nila yung mga sensationalized cases. Okay naman, dito tayo sa prosecution service is under the DOJ. Okay, remember, the prosecution is under the DOJ. While the ombudsman is a constitutional body independent from even the three major and equal branches of government. So, independent siya. Hindi siya under sa executive, judiciary, and legislative. Pero, etong si ombudsman, judiciary siya. Kasi he is applying the law. Ombudsman, sa yung nag-investigate ng mga cases involving government employees and official. Okay? Example like plunder, yung malversation of fund. Example, yung pag-accept ng gifts ng clients ng mga government. Example, rinegaluhan si governor ng sasakyan. Hindi pwedeng tanggapin yung governor yun. Kahit sabi mong regalo yun. Kasi it is outside the law. Wala sa batas yun. I mean, nasa batas na bawal mag-accept ng gift or anything na may kapalit. Okay? Yun ang trabaho ng ombudsman. So, yun tinatawag natin, tanod bayan. Ang tawag natin sa ombudsman, tanod bayan. See? O, gato, para mas maintindihan natin. Itong ombudsman, so yung pinaka-head ng Sandigan Bayan. Siya yung nagkakandak ng investigation regarding graft and corruption. Ito naman si Supreme Court, siya yung pinakamataas na korte sa Pilipinas. Second, ang Court of Appeals. Third, ang Regional Trial Court. You have also the MTC. Under Court of Appeals, sa tabi niya meron tinatawag na Court of Tax Appeal. Yung mga sa tax naman yon, yan ang hinihiling nila. Ganito yan ha. Yung kaso, kung pwede sa barangay muna. Pag hindi kaya sa barangay, pupunta yan sa MTC. Pupunta yung MTC, pag hindi kaya sa MTC, or nag-appeal, pupunta yan sa Regional Trial Court. Pag nag-appeal ulit sa Court of Appeal. Pag nag-appeal ulit sa SC. Pwede pa bang mag-appeal yung tao pag sa SC na yung kaso? No. Kaya nga tinawag na Court of Final Resort yung Supreme Court, kasi kung ano yung decision niya, hindi na pwedeng mapalitan. Final na yun. Okay? The courts, okay? Meaning the regular civil courts, including the Sandigan Bayan and special criminal courts, are under the supervision and control of the Supreme Courts. Okay? Although judges of municipal trial courts, MCTC, at times are tasked to perform executive functions when they are conducting preliminary investigation, which is primarily an executive function. Skip natin yan. We will discuss this slide sa lesson natin sa court pillar. Ito naman, correctional institution natin, either kwan siya, tawag nito, sorry. Itong correctional institution natin, it is either under DOJ or DILG. Okay? Pag DILG, under siya sa BJMP or Bucor. Okay? Itong DOJ naman, meron yung silang sariling mga kulungan para sa mga pwede nilang i-detain or kulong. Bureau of Prisons or National Penitentiary is under DOJ. So ito, yung palang kwan, Bucor under sa DOJ. Okay? Under RA 6975, itong BGMP. Under DILG ang BGMP. Kasi yung bakit yung sinabi yan under DILG, kasi yung si BGMP, si PNP at si BFP, they are called the Tri-Bureau. Under DILG sila. Okay. So, yun. Pero ngayon, meron tayong tinatawag na amendments. You are naging independent organization na sila. Si PNP, under DILG pa rin siya, kaya lang, separated na siya sa Tri-Bureau. Hindi na niya kasama si BFP at BGMP. Kasi meron ng RA 8551, the Professionalization Act or Reorganization Act of PNP. Si BFP at BGMP naman, meron ng RA 9263. They are professionalizing, reorganizing the BFP and the BGMP. Kaya medyo na rin sila. Meron na silang independent functions. So hanggang dun muna tayo sa ngayon. Kasi i-discuss rin naman natin sila isa-isa later on. Pero sa ngayon, parang brief or overview muna regarding the 5 pillars of justice. Again, ulitin ko since na-late ka sa pag-join. The 5 pillars, prosecution, police or law enforcement, we have the prosecution, court, correction, and community. Without the police or law enforcement, walang ma-arrest na tao. Kung walang na-arrest na tao, hindi gagalaw si prosecution, si court, correction. Okay? Kasi nga, hindi yun magpa-process. Kasi wala naman silang ipra-process na criminal ay na violator. Now, again, sa CJS pala, for board examination purposes. Ang pinaka-main focus or pinaka-bida sa criminal justice system process is the offender. Okay? Offender ang term, hindi criminal. Kasi meron naman tayong presumption of innocence eh. Until na proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt yun siyang tao, hindi natin siya pwedeng tawagin na criminal. Okay, balikan natin ng konti yung unang slide. Okay. Etong criminal justice system, Mr. Emerson, tinawag siyang state response to crime. Siya yung ginagamit ng state natin sa pag-response sa crime. Kasi without the law enforcer, without the prosecution, court, and correction community, hindi mapaprocess yung offender. Okay? Hindi nila ma-trata yung case, hindi ma-arrest yung offender, hindi ma-prosecute yung offender, hindi ma-rehabilitate yung offender. Nasa community lang siya. Any question bago natin i-stop ang ating recording? Nag-start ako kanina pa eh. Kasi wala na join. Pero nag-stick ako sa time. 9. May question ka ba? Emerson?
Non-answer ko.
Ha?
Answer, one. Lang.
Naintindihan mo ba? Naintindihan mo ba yung topic natin?
Yes, sir. The particulars, the Supreme Court, the Sandigan Bayan, the... Amin, sir, nga ka? With lesson 2. Lesson 2 ba niya, sir?
Oo, lesson 2.
Sir,
although, medyo nauna kasi ako nag-start bago ka nag-join kasi 9 to 10 yung session. Pero kung gusto mo, balikan natin yung first slide para may tanong ka. Nabalikan natin.
Sir, basa ko na yun sa module.
Okay. At least lang natin, supplemental lang na discussion. Okay. Ito, balik tayo sa justice. Okay. Example, ito sa example, sabi dito, when the accused got acquitted from the case charged against him, justice was served. Yung accused daw, pag na-acquit siya, justice was served. Tanong ko sa'yo, napatay ni Pedro si Juan. Kasalanan talaga ni Pedro, pero na-acquit si Pedro kasi magaling yung attorney niya. Justice was served or hindi? Is justice was served? Or is justice
no, sir.
served?
No.
The answer is yes.
Hindi yung justice dun, sir. Kung sa personal, hindi na-implement yung justice. Kumbaga yung attorney lang ang nag-defend para magkaroon ng justice.
Okay. Sabihin na natin yung trial naging fair. Fair lahat. Talagang nalusutan lang talaga nila yung kaso niya. Pero fair yung ginawa nila. Talagang it's a matter of technique din on the part of the defendant. Yung attorney ni Juan. Ay, ni Pedro. Na-serve ba yung justice? Legally lang. Yes.
Yes, sir. Legally, sir. Okay. Kasi dumaan na sa Supreme sa Korte.
Okay. But morally, pag sa moralidad na aspeto ng atin bilang tao, hindi. Kasi siyempre, alam mo talaga siya yung gumawa ng crime. Diba? Okay. But if he was convicted despite the fact that he is innocent, then the justice was deprived. Gets? Pag yung
Yes, sir.
inosente ang nakulong, hindi na i-serve yung justice. Okay, next slide. Bakit na tinawag na instrument ng society ang CGS? Kasi nga, yung 5 pillars, ang goal lang naman nila talaga is to control and prevent crime. Si law enforcer, to arrest criminal. Pag naka-arrest ka ng criminal, you are preventing crime to happen. Kasi nilalayo mo yung criminal from non-criminals. Kaya example lang yun. And yung prosecution naman, you are preventing or controlling the crime through prosecuting criminal. Okay? You are also giving a general example to all na masama ang pag-commit ng crime. Okay? Nagiging deterrence siya kasi makukulong ka pala. And one example ulit sa prosecution, you are giving justice. Ang crime na nangyari, pag naibigay mo yung hustisya, nababawasan din yun. Krimen. Diba? Pag nabibigay din yung hustisya sa huli. And the court naman, control and prevention of crime. Ginagawa rin ng court yan kasi they are the one judging if the person truly committed the crime or not. I mean, guilty ba siya or hindi. And sa correction naman, na-prevent at control ang crime sa through correction kasi nire-rehabilitate nila yung mga offender para maging bagong creation na naman. Kumbaga, bagong panganak na tao. They are already a well-abiding citizen again. Community naman, through our cooperation with the pillars, other pillars, na-prevent natin ang control ang crime. Next slide tayo. Summary. Sa Amerika, we have 3. Meron silang police, court, and correction. Ito kasi sa Amerika, pakibasa na lang itong nasa baba. Yan yung kung bakit sila 3 lang. Kasi yung community, na-absorb na sa buong pillars yan ng police, court, correction. They consider these 3 pillars as the community also. And of course, function na rin ng prosecution nila. Nasa absorb na korte. Ito naman sa atin, sa Pilipinas. Arresting ang una. Second is charging, adjudication. Third is sentencing, correction. Itong arrest sa police yan o law enforcement, pillar. Charging sa prosecution, adjudication sa korte. Sentencing saan ang sentencing?
Correction. Ay,
Korte. At correction sa correction. Sino ba magbibigay ng sentence siya? Di ba, judge? So, under court pa rin yan. Okay? Skip tayo.
okay, sir.
Okay, na-kuha mo naman yan. The PNP, yung PNP under DILG, yung NBI under DOJ. Both sila na law enforcement bodies. Pero ang premier na law enforcement body sa Pilipinas is the PNP. Iba pa yung mga law enforcement na iba eh. Meron yung PDEA, NBI. Pero itong NBI naman kasi, yan yung mga bigger cases, yung mga sensationalized cases. Example, yung cybercrime. Though meron din cybercrime group ang PNP, pero ito kasing point kasi dito sa NBI is yung sensationalized, yung mga medyo mabibigat na kaso na kailangan na ng kailangan ng tulong ng mga NBI agent. Ano ba yung mga qualifications ng NBI agent? Diba yung mga NBI agent, kilala mo naman, mga attorney at accountant, yung mga yan. Ganun kabigat na yung NBI. Kailangan mo maging attorney bago makapasok. Ito naman sa ombudsman, for graft and corruption cases, yung mga politiko, mga officials, government officials. Si ombudsman, taga Sandigan Bayan, okay? Supreme Court yun, diba? Okay, good na tayo dyan. So, okay naman na siguro. Clear ba sa'yo lahat?
Yes, sir. Clear, clear.
Okay, good morning again and goodbye. Lesson 3 tayo next week.
Bye.
Sige.
Okay, sir.